Hey everybody and welcome back to CrashLove Gaming. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. I guarantee you won't hate doing it. Halloween's always a hard time for me to make videos because I don't really like horror games. And I mean, what could be more scary than anything that's happened this year, am I right? So I was trying to come up with a game to play, and I remembered a game that I played on the Gamecube a long time ago that was a little bit spooky. Not Eternal Darkness. The main mechanic of this game is my favorite type of game. Card games. But these aren't your children's trading cards, these summon actual monsters. I thought it was really cool at the time, and I haven't really played a game like it since. And no, I don't care about Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Lost Kingdoms was released on the Gamecube in 2002 and was developed by From Software almost a decade before they were well known for Dark Souls. There's not a whole lot of story here. The country of Arguil is being covered by a black fog and monsters, so the king goes off to help. He doesn't do too well, so the princess finds a magical duel disc that lets her use cards to summon monsters. There are three types of cards. Ones that transform the character into a monster, ones that summon a monster for a single attack, and ones that summon a monster to the field until it dies. They have different effects as well, like basic attacks, healing, giving buffs or status effects, or replenishing cards in your deck. They also have attributes that are strong or weak against each other, like fire, water, etc. You know how Pokemon works. The cost for these cards come as crystals. You start with a maximum of 10, and enemies drop them when they take damage. At the start of each level, you can have a maximum of 30 cards in your deck for that entire level. Once you use them in battle, they're gone until the next stage unless you have a card with a replenishing effect. As you go through each level, battling random enemies and solving puzzles, you'll find blue fairies that can heal you or replenish cards, red fairies that you can trade for new cards, chests that contain cards, and these little healing stations. You'd think they would be save points, but they're not. You can only do that on the world map. These stations completely heal you and let you add any cards you obtained in the level to your deck. This is extremely helpful because if you run out of cards, you have to either abort the mission or die. Either one will send you back to the map. When this happens, you keep any cards and fairies you found, which is nice since you won't have to explore too much the second time. But it also hurts because that means there are less cards to add to your deck within the levels. This can make boss battles become unwinnable, especially in later areas when you need to solve puzzles before reaching the boss. And the amount of random encounters in this game is no joke. This is made even worse by the fact that you can't re-enter a stage once you've beaten it, so any chests or fairies you missed are gone forever. So do you explore every map, get every item, and still try to have enough cards to take on the boss? Or do you get everything, abort, then go back in just for the boss? That's up to you. Each time you beat a stage, you can pick a number of random cards based on your performance. One of these is usually the boss, but good luck with that. The other way to obtain new cards is the card shop. Here you can buy and sell cards. The cards you use in battle also gain experience, which you can use to either copy them or transform them into better cards. Talking to the shopkeep will also give you side missions, so you should do that pretty often. I actually really enjoy the gameplay. It's kind of like Falsebound Kingdom if that game wasn't complete garbage that didn't even come with good promo cards. Collecting cards, managing your deck, that's my shit. So how's that story coming along? Not too far into the game, you meet the main antagonist, Helena. Up to this point, you've only been fighting monsters, but she's able to use cards just like you. Once you beat her, you get an upgrade to your runestone, increasing your HP and max crystals. So you travel to different areas, helping out different kings, upgrading your power, and looking for your dad. Then you fight Helena one more time, to the death. But this game pulls a Ganon, and she's not the actual final boss. You have to go to another forgotten country to the east to find the final boss. Like, how did they not know that there were other places in the world besides the country that they lived in? The final level is a hassle. It wouldn't be so bad if the puzzle you solve stays solved if you exit, but you have to go out of your way to unlock this door, and there's a mandatory battle after you get the key on top of all the random encounters. The boss here is a summoner like Helena, but way more aggressive. If you manage to beat him, he transforms and the battle restarts. After beating the God of Destruction, that's it. The black fog is gone and everybody forgets about it. So like I said, I enjoyed this, but I do have some complaints. Your character's movement speed is faster than a walk, but just slow enough to be annoying. I keep getting hit when I feel like I shouldn't be, or right after using a card, I respawn into an attack. The camera only has 4 angles and they're almost never what you want them to be. The graphics look like a Gamecube game from 2002, but I can't really hold that against them because that's what it is. But even though everything has like a dark and muddy vibe, the characters and enemies do stand out from the backgrounds. One of the biggest issues with this game is the length. It's only about 5 hours long. Even the cutscenes rush you through them. Overall, I really like the premise here, but I feel like there's so much more that could have been done. It just feels like after they created the cards and monsters, everything else had minimal effort put into it. I do recommend playing this if you like games that blend genres, but just keep in mind there's not a whole lot here beyond the gameplay. There is a sequel that I haven't played that might fix some of the issues, but maybe I'll get to that some other time. This game also has a 2-player mode, but I didn't get to try it out because that would require having friends. Hey, if you like this video, click like and subscribe. Follow me on social media at CrashLove Gaming, and join me on Twitch for some Smash Bros streams. Tell me your favorite spooky game in the comments, maybe I'll review it next year. I have to shout out my Super Crash boys on Patreon, Jay and Jonathan Reposh. Thank you all for watching and have a great Halloween.